Right, so we're back in Photoshop, and here's our rendered template that we did the same way as we did the banner before. Now what I'm going to do is just make a new layer over here, and this layer is going to be our main colour, spell it the English way. And what I'm going to do is make a kind of bluey grey, so about there. I'm going to use the fill tool, and then I'm going to change the opacity on this, like so. There we are. Okay, that's a way to start. Now I can see what's going on underneath as well, which is helpful. Now then, in the background, if I delete areas, I really need the background to be black, as you can see. This will allow me to delete areas on this. Okay, and here, hold down Shift, so I'm going to click, hold down Shift and drag, and that will allow me to just delete on that axis. Same again over here. Or I could do the marquee tool. Whatever works best for you, really. Just really cleaning up this texture a bit here. It doesn't have to be completely clean at the minute. You can take as much time or as little time as you need on this. Obviously I'm rushing it significantly more than you are going to be. There we are. I can also hold Shift and click my end point and it'll delete there. Same again here. Hold down Shift and left click to delete there. Or I can just freeform delete if I'm feeling brave. You're feeling braver where I use a bloody Wacom. Though I'm sure that's the case with everyone, really. A lot of the time, some of these pieces really are, hang on, just zoom in a bit, being used more or less as a kind of join the dots system for me. Just lower the size of that. I'm just hitting the left square bracket key, click, and then just drag down. Cleaning out my UV template here a bit. Honestly, though, take your time. It's going to be worth it getting it right. I mean, I don't have anywhere near as much time spare for doing mine as you do. Something else you can do here is Control Shift I after doing that, and let me see, select, modify, contract, maybe by 3 pixels. And we can also do this. Obviously, which gives you another way of kind of cutting out the insides of them. Anyway, I'll undo that. Okay, we have some basic parts here that we're starting to be able to work on. I'm going to duplicate this layer, do my lines, there we go. And what I can do now is filter, and I can stylize my lines a bit. Let's see what I can do. Artistic. Don't want a smudge stick. Poster edges. That could do. Let's have a look at that. Change our edge thickness on it. See how that looks. Could be better. What about roughs? See, rough pastels isn't bad. That could work for me. Smudge stick is good. I like smudge stick. No. God, no. Film grain? Maybe. Sponge. See, we're trying to find ways of kind of highlighting detail modularly quickly. A smudge stick seems to work at the moment, so let's try that. And what I'm going to do is reduce the opacity a bit, so we can start to see through it more. Okay, that's fine. Now, over here on our original background, I'm going to duplicate this again. And just slam it up to here. And what I want to do is just select these pieces. Try and make sure I've got all of them. Looks like I have. Have I got this bit in the middle? Yeah, I have. Good. Same again here. And then go to my main colour, which I'll turn back on. I'll pull this one back a bit. Right, for my main colour, I'm going to want to make these both a bit lighter. Put the wrong bit. Hang on. Do that on my main colour area. Deselect there. Just going to select this part and then just paint it again. Alright. Now I want to get my contrasts working a bit better. So I'm going to flatten my image now, discard my hidden layers. I go to my adjustments, my levels. If I mess around with my levels tool, I can get some nice kind of sharpness on these blurry little corners and edges here if I want to. Or I can use my dodge and burn tool if I prefer. I might just use dodge and burn, because I do like dodge and burn. It's good for darkening stuff up and lightening it up. So I'm going to burn, starting here, go down, across, to there, and then to there. Again, just using the shift tool for this. Click once where I want to start. There we go, and then just fill in this part. Same here. And here. Same again here. And we're just going to go all the way around it really, just doing this. I mean, you may have a preferred method you like to use for this kind of thing, but I mean, it's horses for courses, it's whatever works for you. There we are. So just going over this slowly, adjusting the colours. Do this one as well. Really trying to think about our shapes here. We can darken it even more in various areas. Okay, let's see. Some more here. Doesn't have to be really accurate either. And again here. And then here's the smokestacks. So we can just colour them. Like so. Might not hurt actually just wiping some of the colour on these completely here. And here. Just use the additive. There we go. Right. And then I'm going to darken these completely. Okay, that's better. Alright, so let's save this as. And at the moment we've got shoulder JPEG, so let's make this shoulder2.jpg. That way we've got the original and we've got the new version. Now if we go over here, and go to my material editor, I can now load in shoulder 2 instead. Like so. And you can kind of see what a difference that makes. There'll still be a few articles left to clean up on it, but not too many. There we are. This area in here really should have been unwrapped, but we can unwrap that later on if we need to. This is just a kind of fast run through of how we do it. What I'd probably do is, let me see, go onto the internet. It serves us so well. Find internet load. Here it is here. Go to GIS and put in Rust and then search for a big image. Well, there's some there and there. So just see what we can find. There, that's a nice one. Full-sized image. Okay, Control A, Control C, or just copy image. Duplicate layer, and then on this bottom one I'm going to stick here. Then down here we can do find a nice. Let's see. Ooh, that's pretty hefty, isn't it? That'd be if it was kind of a Chaos Dreadnought, probably. It'd work better. There we are. The darken works quite well. As does the darker colour one. That leaves quite a mess on the decals. See what we can come up with. I think Hard Light is our winner at the moment. Then I drag the original one over the top of it, so I'll just duplicate our layer again. There we are. Then I can change the opacity on this down a little, like so. And then if I go to my delete tool, change the opacity on that, I can then cut through it like this if I want. Make it a bit less. And I'll show you the results of this in just a moment. Obviously this gives us a much more kind of knackered looking shed. So it's all down to, you know, how showroom fresh you want to make it. I'll just move this one down a bit. There we go. Back to deleting. Okay. I'll clean up that stuff down there that looks a bit messy in a moment as well. Just add some various marks into it. Okay, and now down here in this corner, just use my additive select. Okay, let's just collapse all again. And save. And now if I go and have a look at my Dreadnought, you can see the difference pretty much immediately. There we go. Okay, so I mean these are all options for you anyway, so it's up to you where you want to take it. If you find that the material you've created is too light and you want to darken up a bit, you can also go at the output and just mess around with the output levels in here as an example. Or the other way. Pretty. But very, very, very dark. Nice though. So I mean there are options you can do if you want to adjust it in this. Anyway, that's our basic shoulder texture for the moment.